They see you shining right now, but they don't know what it took to get here. They see the glow, the confidence, the aura that makes you unshakable, but they have no idea about the nights you cried in silence, the times you begged God to give you just one reason not to give up, or the battles you fought when no one was watching. People are noticing your glow, but they don't know the truth. And here's the truth: that glow wasn't given to you, it was earned in the fire. Pause for a moment. If this is already speaking to your soul, hit the like button right now, because what I'm about to say will confirm everything you've been feeling deep inside. They wonder why you walk into a room and shift the entire atmosphere without saying a word. They whisper about your confidence, your presence, your resilience. But they don't know that your glow is not about material things, not about money, not about popularity. Your glow is spiritual. It's a light that was born from pain, from rejection, from lessons that almost broke you. And here's what people miss: your glow is not just beauty, it's survival. How many times did they count you out? How many times did they laugh at you when you were down, assuming you'd never get back up? They never expected you to rise. They thought the darkness would swallow you whole. But something in you refused to die. Something in you kept pushing forward, even when you had no strength left. And that something is why you glow today. Let me tell you a secret: your glow is dangerous. Not dangerous to you, but dangerous to the lies people told about you, dangerous to the insecurities of those who tried to keep you small, dangerous to the ones who never wanted you to discover your worth. Because your glow is proof that every stone thrown at you didn't bury you, it built you. And the truth is, most people can't handle that. That's why they stare at you now with envy, confusion, sometimes even anger. They'll say things like, "You've changed." But what they really mean is, "I can't believe you survived without me. I can't believe you leveled up after everything I did to break you." Here's a question for you. Have you noticed how people treat you differently now? How the same ones who overlooked you suddenly want to be in your presence? How people who doubted you are now watching your every move? That's not by accident. That's because they're witnessing a glow that doesn't make sense to them. They can't explain how you went from broken to powerful, from overlooked to undeniable. But you and I both know, it wasn't luck. It was divine. Your glow is God's signature on your life. It's His way of saying, "What I put inside you cannot be hidden. No matter how much they tried to dim you, I will make sure the world sees what I created." That's why the glow is so magnetic. It's not just surface. It's spiritual, and spirit always recognizes spirit. But let me warn you, the glow comes with a cost. People will project their insecurities onto you. They'll call you arrogant when you're simply confident. They'll call you selfish when you finally choose yourself. They'll gossip because they can't stand the reflection of their own fear when they look at you. And this is why you must be careful. You cannot shrink to make them comfortable anymore. Here's another shocking truth: your glow exposes darkness. That's why people who aren't aligned with you start falling away. Have you noticed it? People ghosting you, connections fading, certain doors closing. It's not rejection, it's protection. Your light makes them uncomfortable because it reveals what they refuse to heal. And here's the part they'll never admit: they want your glow, but they don't want your journey. They see the light but don't know the battles. They see the crown but don't know the cross. They see the success but don't know the sacrifice. Everyone wants the glow, but no one wants the fire that forges it. So when they stare, when they whisper, when they can't stop watching you, don't be surprised. They're not just looking at you, they're looking at proof that transformation is possible. They're looking at what it means to overcome. Some will envy, some will admire, some will try to imitate. But the truth is, they can't duplicate what was divinely designed. And this is only the beginning. Your glow is not at its peak, it's still expanding. Every time you walk in faith, every time you heal another wound, every time you refuse to settle for less than what you deserve, your glow gets stronger. And soon, the same people who doubted you will have no choice but to admit they were wrong about you. But here's the deeper truth they don't know: your glow isn't just for you. It's for everyone who has been watching your journey in silence, waiting for a sign that they, too, can make it. Your glow is someone else's confirmation. Someone out there is saying, If they survived, maybe I can too. If they rose, maybe I will too. And that's the part your enemies will never understand. Your glow is healing people they never even thought about. You've become living proof that storms don't last forever, that pain can become power, that rejection can become redirection. And that's why they watch you so closely, because deep down, they wish they had the courage to endure what you endured. Now listen carefully, because this is where most people miss it. The glow you carry is not just about survival, it's about destiny. It's about alignment. It's about stepping into a version of yourself that was always waiting for you on the other side of the pain. That glow is not the end, it's the beginning of a new chapter, one where you no longer live small, no longer apologize for existing, no longer hide your greatness. And here's what's about to happen next. Your glow is going to open doors you never thought possible. It's going to attract opportunities, connections, blessings that were hidden until now. But with that, it will also attract more eyes, more opinions, more pressure. And that's why you need to hear this message today. Because the truth behind your glow is not just your past, it's your preparation for what's coming. You thought the glow was just about healing? No. It's about elevation. It's about stepping into rooms you once only dreamed of. It's about carrying light into places that are starving for it. And the more you rise, the more the truth will be undeniable. You are chosen. And people may never know the full story of how you got here, but the truth is etched into your soul. The glow tells it all without words. The glow tells the story without you ever needing to explain yourself. People look at you and they can feel that something about you is different. They can't put their finger on it, but deep down, they know it's not ordinary. It's not surface level. It's something deeper, heavier, more powerful. And while they wonder what changed, you already know the truth. It wasn't them, it wasn't luck, it wasn't coincidence. It was God. That glow is the mark of survival. It's the evidence that you walked through storms that should have broken you, yet you came out of them shining brighter. You're carrying light because you've been through darkness. You radiate strength because you've tasted weakness. You exude peace because you've wrestled with chaos. That's the paradox that people don't understand. Your glow is not the absence of pain, it's the transformation of pain. But have you noticed the shift lately? The same ones who used to ignore you are now paying attention. The same ones who called you average suddenly see something they can't ignore. And they're asking themselves, how did this happen? How did someone we overlooked become so magnetic? Let me tell you how. Because you didn't just glow up on the outside, you transformed on the inside. You shed the layers of doubt, fear, insecurity, and self-betrayal that once dimmed your light. You healed wounds that others never thought would close. And now your soul shines so brightly that it spills out through your eyes, your smile, your presence. That's why people stare. And yet they don't know the truth. They don't know the nights you laid awake with tears soaking the pillow, wondering if your life would ever get better. They don't know the silent battles with depression, with loneliness, with rejection. They don't know how many times you felt like giving up, but didn't. And it's that decision, that choice to keep going when everything in you wanted to stop, that's what gave birth to the glow they see now. But here's the shocking part. They envy the glow without respecting the grind. They want the shine but not the scars. They want the crown but not the cross. They see the victory but don't acknowledge the war. And that's why their envy doesn't intimidate you anymore. Because you know they could never walk the path you walked. Here's a question. Have you realized that some people only see the after picture of your life? They weren't there for the messy middle. They weren't there when you were at your lowest. They weren't there when you had nothing to offer but your brokenness. But now that the light is breaking through, now that your energy is undeniable, they show up as if they always believed in you. But deep down, you know who clapped for you when you had nothing, and who stayed silent. This is why your glow is not for everyone. Some people will try to stand next to you, not because they support you, but because they want to steal the shine. They want proximity to your light, hoping it will rub off on them. But here's the truth. They can't duplicate what they didn't earn. They can't fake what was forged in fire. And that's why your discernment is sharper now. You don't just let anyone into your space, because you know some come to feed off your glow, not to protect it. And let me tell you something, you're not wrong for protecting your light. You're not wrong for saying no. You're not wrong for walking away from people, places, and habits that drain you. Because this glow you carry is rare, and rare things must be guarded. Not everyone deserves access to the glow, because not everyone will respect the truth behind it. But here's where it gets deeper. The glow isn't just making others notice you, it's making you notice yourself. You're seeing your worth more clearly now. You're realizing that you were chosen all along, even when you felt forgotten. You're recognizing that every closed door was pushing you towards something better. You're understanding that nothing you went through was wasted, it was all preparation for this moment. And this is the part that most people won't see. They won't see the spiritual awakening that's happening inside of you. They'll notice the glow but not the growth. They'll see the confidence but not the countless times you had to rebuild yourself. They'll see the peace but not the wars you fought to earn it. But God sees it. The universe sees it. The divine sees it. And that's why your glow is only going to intensify. Because once you align with who you truly are, once you stop running from your calling, once you embrace the fullness of your power, you become unstoppable. And here's something you must know, your glow is a signal. It's attracting new opportunities, new blessings, new connections. But it's also exposing the people who were never meant to stay. Don't be surprised when certain individuals distance themselves. Don't be shocked when certain relationships fall apart. That's not loss, it's alignment. Your glow is too bright for people who insist on staying in the dark. And isn't it ironic? The same ones who once made you feel unworthy now feel unworthy around you. The same ones who doubted you now doubt themselves when they look at you. Because your glow is a mirror, it reflects back to them everything they refuse to heal. But here's the thing, you didn't glow up to make anyone jealous. You didn't glow up to prove a point. You didn't glow up for validation. You glowed up because you refused to stay broken. You glowed up because you decided to honor your calling. You glowed up because you chose life over despair, growth over stagnation, purpose over pain. And that's what they'll never understand. This glow isn't temporary. It isn't a trend. It isn't something you'll lose when circumstances change. This glow is eternal, because it's rooted in truth. And truth never fades. But let me take you even deeper. Your glow isn't just light, it's power. It carries weight. It shifts atmospheres. That's why people get nervous around you without knowing why. That's why people stutter when they speak to you. That's why doors open for you without effort. Because your glow carries authority. It commands attention. It demands respect. And here's the reality, you're only getting started. The glow you carry now is just a glimpse of what's to come. Because every level of healing, every step of faith, every act of obedience increases your shine. And soon, the very people who dismissed you will have no choice but to acknowledge you. But when that moment comes, remember this, the glow is not your destination, it's your preparation. It's preparing you for platforms, for influence, for impact you never imagined. And when you step into that, you'll understand why you had to go through everything you went through. Because without the pain, there would be no glow. Without the struggle, there would be no strength. Without the rejection, there would be no revelation. And that's the truth they'll never see, but you'll always know. The truth they'll never see, but you'll always know, is that this glow cost you everything. And yet, it gave you back more than you ever lost. It gave you wisdom. It gave you clarity. It gave you strength you never imagined you could carry. That's why now, when people look at you, they feel something they can't explain. It's not just admiration, it's conviction. Your glow reminds them of what they've been running from within themselves. But here's the thing, this glow doesn't just affect strangers. It's reaching people you never thought would notice. Have you realized how certain family members, old friends, or even past lovers are suddenly circling back? Suddenly, they want to reconnect. Suddenly, they're curious about your life. And yet, deep down, you know it's not genuine interest, it's curiosity. They're not trying to celebrate you, they're trying to study you. Because your glow raises questions. It makes people wonder. What did they do differently? How did they turn their life around? How are they so at peace after everything they've been through? And instead of asking you directly, they watch in silence. They stalk from the sidelines. They monitor your every move, not to learn but to compare. And this is why discernment is so crucial. Your glow is like a magnet. It attracts light and darkness alike. It brings supporters and spectators. It draws in those who want to cheer for you, but also those who secretly hope to see you fall. And the hard truth is, you can't tell the difference just by smiles. Because not every smile is real. Not every clap is sincere. Not every congratulations is pure. Here's where most chosen ones get tested. How do you protect your glow without dimming it? How do you stay authentic while knowing not everyone in your circle truly wants the best for you? The answer lies in your intuition. That gut feeling, that divine nudge you keep getting, it's not paranoia, it's protection. Pay attention to it. Have you noticed how, when you walk into certain spaces, the energy shifts? Some people get louder, trying to outshine you. Others get quieter, intimidated by your presence. Some try to imitate you, while others avoid you altogether. That's not coincidence, it's evidence. Your glow disrupts whatever is fake. It brings the truth to the surface. And that's why some people can't handle being around you anymore. But here's a powerful truth: you don't have to prove your glow to anyone. You don't have to explain it, justify it, or apologize for it. The same God who put this light in you will protect it. The same divine force that sustained you in the dark will amplify you in the light. You don't have to compete, you don't have to chase, you don't have to beg for recognition. Your glow speaks louder than words ever could. And that's what terrifies people the most. They can't figure out how you're still shining without their validation. They can't grasp how you're thriving without their approval. They thought they were the gatekeepers to your destiny, but now they see, you don't need them anymore. You never did. Let me ask you this. Have you noticed how the things that used to break you don't affect you the same way anymore? The insults, the gossip, the rejection, it no longer cuts as deep. That's because your glow has changed you from the inside out. What used to drain you now fuels you. What used to scare you now motivates you. What used to make you feel small now reminds you of how far you've come. And that's another truth people don't see. Your glow is not fragile, it's fortified. It was built on tears, prayers, faith, and resilience. It's not something that can be snatched away, because it's not dependent on circumstances. It's rooted in your soul. That's why even when life throws new challenges at you, you bounce back quicker. You recover stronger. You shine brighter. Because once you've been forged in fire, no storm can destroy you. And this glow is not just for now, it's for where you're headed. You've entered a new season. One where you're not just surviving, you're thriving. One where you're not just existing, you're expanding. One where you're not just glowing, you're growing. And that growth will carry you into spaces where your presence will not just be noticed, it will be needed. Because make no mistake, your glow has a purpose. It's not vanity. It's not about attention. It's about impact. It's about being a living example that transformation is real. That faith works. That healing is possible. And when people encounter you, they encounter that truth, whether they admit it or not. But let me give you a warning. Don't expect everyone to clap when you rise. Don't expect everyone to be happy for you. Some people will become distant, cold, or even hostile. Not because you've done anything wrong, but because your glow reminds them of everything they've been avoiding. It reminds them that they've settled for less, that they've silenced their own dreams, that they've dimmed their own light. And instead of confronting themselves, they'll project onto you. That's why you must stay rooted. Stay grounded in your truth. Stay connected to the source that gave you this glow in the first place. Because if you let the wrong voices in, if you let envy and jealousy dictate your path, you risk dimming the very thing that sets you apart. But here's the beautiful part. No matter who misunderstands you, no matter who envies you, no matter who leaves you, your glow will continue to expand. Because it's not fueled by them. It's fueled by purpose. And purpose doesn't fade just because people can't handle it. And deep down, you already feel it, don't you? You sense that you're stepping into something bigger. You feel the shift in your spirit. You know that the glow people see now is just the beginning. That's why you've been restless. That's why you've been dreaming bigger. That's why you've been pulled toward new levels, even when you don't have all the answers. Because your glow is the signal of a new season. And this season is not about hiding, it's about rising. It's about embracing everything you were called to be. It's about walking boldly into spaces that once intimidated you. It's about becoming the version of yourself that God always intended. And the truth is, people will talk. They'll speculate. They'll gossip. They'll assume. But none of it matters. Because at the end of the day, your glow is undeniable. It speaks for you. It protects you. It guides you. And soon, it will place you exactly where you're meant to be. Your glow will place you exactly where you're meant to be, and nothing, absolutely nothing, can stop it. Not the envy. Not the gossip. Not the schemes of those who once wished to see you fall. Because when light is divinely ordained, darkness cannot overcome it. And that's what terrifies people the most. Your glow is unstoppable. They thought if they ignored you, you'd fade away. They thought if they rejected you, you'd crumble. They thought if they whispered lies, people would believe them. But what they didn't realize is that the more they tried to bury you, the deeper your roots grew. And now, the very soil that was meant to suffocate you is the ground you're standing tall upon. That's the truth they don't want to face. Your glow is not an accident, it's a prophecy fulfilled. Have you noticed how people try to rewrite your story? They'll act like they always knew you'd succeed, as if they saw this glow coming. But you and I both know that's a lie. When you were struggling, when you were invisible, when you were overlooked, they weren't there. They doubted you, dismissed you, and even celebrated your setbacks. But now that the glow is undeniable, they rewrite history to protect their pride. And this is why you must never let their opinions define you. Because today they admire you, tomorrow they may envy you again. Today they clap, tomorrow they may criticize. That's why your glow must stay anchored in something higher than human validation. Because validation is temporary, but truth is eternal. Here's a question: have you ever walked into a room and felt every eye on you, even when you weren't trying to be noticed? That's the power of your glow. It announces you before you speak. It demands attention without effort. And the irony is, the people staring don't even know what they're drawn to. They think it's your appearance, your confidence, your style. But what they're really sensing is the divine energy you carry. And that's why jealousy runs so deep. Because people can buy clothes, copy mannerisms, imitate your moves, but they can't fake the anointing. They can't buy the spirit that backs you. They can't duplicate the essence of your glow. And when they realize that, frustration builds inside them. They want to outshine you, but they can't extinguish what God Himself has ignited. But let me remind you, don't waste your energy fighting battles that light has already won. You don't need to clap back, you don't need to explain yourself, you don't need to prove a point. The glow speaks for you. Your success speaks louder than their lies. Your peace screams louder than their chaos. Your glow is the ultimate rebuttal to everything they ever said you couldn't do. And here's the shocking twist: some of the very people who tried to dim you will soon need your light. The same ones who mocked you may reach out for help. The same ones who ignored you may come seeking advice. The same ones who envied your glow may find themselves sitting in the dark, praying for a spark. And in that moment you'll realize, the glow wasn't just for you, it was for others too. Because chosen ones carry a responsibility. Your glow is not just about shining, it's about guiding. It's about leading others out of the same pits you escaped. It's about being a living testimony that pain can transform into purpose. And that's why the enemy fought you so hard. Because he knew if you ever discovered your glow, you'd inspire others to find theirs too. But you did. You discovered it. You embraced it. You're walking in it. And now there's no turning back. Have you felt it lately? That sense that something bigger is around the corner? That pull toward destiny? That whisper in your spirit telling you that the best is yet to come? That's not your imagination, that's confirmation. Your glow is not peaking, it's evolving. Every new level you step into will unlock more of it. And the world hasn't even seen the full extent of what's inside you. But with that glow comes responsibility. You can't afford to waste time anymore. You can't afford to shrink back into old patterns. You can't afford to let fear dictate your decisions. Because your glow isn't just light, it's direction. It's guiding you toward doors that were closed for years but are now swinging wide open. And here's the thing, you don't need to chase. You don't need to beg. You don't need to compromise. What's meant for you is already aligning with your glow. Opportunities are seeking you out. Blessings are being magnetized to your aura. People are being drawn into your orbit who will support, not sabotage, uplift, not undermine. And it's all because you chose to step into the truth of who you are. But let me be clear, it won't always be easy. With greater glow comes greater opposition. The higher you rise, the more eyes will watch. Some will admire. Some will envy. Some will study your every move, hoping to find a flaw. But even when they try to weaponize your humanity against you, remember this: light is still light, even when shadows appear. And that's why you must never dim yourself to blend in. Never apologize for shining too bright. Never quiet your truth to keep others comfortable. Because your glow is not a mistake, it's a mission. And every time you shine, someone else finds permission to rise. This is the part people don't understand. You didn't choose the glow chose you. It was written into your soul from the very beginning. All those trials, all those heartbreaks, all those lonely nights, they weren't detours, they were preparation. They were sculpting you into the vessel you are today. They were carving out space for the light you now carry. And here you are, glowing in ways they can't ignore. Walking in strength they can't comprehend. Radiating a peace that passes understanding. And yet, the best is still ahead. Because the glow is not just a reflection of where you've been, it's a prophecy of where you're going. And where you're going, chosen one, will leave even your enemies speechless. Where you're going will leave even your enemies speechless. They won't be able to deny it, no matter how much they try to downplay it. Because your glow isn't slowing down, it's accelerating. It's expanding in ways you can't even see yet. And that's the beauty of it, you've only tasted a fraction of what's inside you. But here's the thing most people miss: your glow is not just about what you carry now, it's about what you're unlocking. Every step you take into your purpose, every time you refuse to shrink, every moment you choose faith over fear, you unlock more of the glow. And the truth is, it scares people. It scares them because they realize there's no limit to you. Think about it. How many times did they think you'd reached your peak, only to watch you rise again? How many times did they assume that was the best you could do, only for you to surprise them with more? That's the thing about chosen ones, you don't stop evolving. You don't stop growing. You don't stop shining. And it drives your enemies crazy because they can't predict you. Have you noticed that? How unpredictable you've become. People can't box you in anymore. They can't label you, can't categorize you, can't figure you out. One minute they think they know you, the next minute you've outgrown their expectations. And that's because your glow is not tied to their narrative, it's tied to destiny. And destiny can't be contained. But let me be real with you, the brighter you glow, the more the shadows will try to creep in. And these shadows don't always come as obvious enemies. Sometimes they come as fake supporters. Sometimes they come as opportunities that look good but aren't good. Sometimes they come as distractions dressed up as blessings. And if you're not careful, you can waste your glow on people and things that don't deserve it. This is why discernment is your best friend right now. Not everyone who smiles at you is happy for you. Not everyone who claps is clapping from the heart. Some people clap because they're afraid to admit how jealous they are. Others stay close because they want to study your formula, hoping they can steal it. But what they don't understand is this: the glow can't be stolen. It's not a formula, it's a fire. And fire doesn't transfer to those unwilling to be burned for it. And you know what else? The glow reveals character, not just theirs, but yours. It forces you to ask, what kind of person will I be when I have influence? When people look up to me? When the spotlight is on me? Because remember, chosen one, the glow wasn't given to you for vanity. It was given to you for responsibility. People are watching, not just to envy, but to learn. Your light is teaching even when you're not speaking. That's why it matters how you carry yourself. Not because you need to be perfect, no one is. but because you represent resilience, healing, faith, and truth in a world drowning in darkness. And when people see your glow, they see possibility. They see hope. They see that broken doesn't mean finished, that overlooked doesn't mean worthless, that rejected doesn't mean forgotten. And here's the kicker, the glow is not just seen, it's felt. People may not always compliment you, but they feel different when you're around. They feel calmer. They feel inspired. They feel convicted. They feel seen, even if you never say a word. That's the silent power of your glow. It speaks to hearts without sound. But don't be surprised if this silent power stirs up resistance. Some people will cut you off without explanation. Others will avoid you for no reason. Some will even try to discredit you. Not because you did anything wrong, but because your glow makes them confront the parts of themselves they've been running from. And confrontation is uncomfortable. Still, you cannot dim yourself to make them feel better. Your glow is not negotiable. It's not optional. It's not something you can switch on and off depending on the room. Because the glow isn't something you do, it's who you are. And who you are is non-negotiable. Let me tell you something that will free you. You don't owe anyone an explanation for your glow. You don't owe them the details of your healing, the secrets of your survival, or the steps of your journey. If they weren't there in your darkness, they don't deserve access to every detail of your light. Protect your story. Share it wisely. Because your glow is sacred, and sacred things must be handled carefully. Now, here's where it gets even deeper. Your glow is about to create openings you never saw coming. Watch how doors start unlocking in the coming season. Watch how opportunities find you, not because you chased them, but because your glow called them in. Watch how people of influence notice you, not because you begged for attention, but because your presence demanded it. And yet, with all this increase, stay grounded. Don't let success inflate your ego. Don't let attention distract your mission. Because remember, the glow didn't come from applause, it came from the fire. It came from faith. It came from every moment you chose to rise when it would have been easier to quit. Never forget that. Because here's the sobering truth, your glow is both a blessing and a target. It will attract allies and adversaries. It will bring favor and friction. But as long as you stay connected to the source, no opposition can extinguish what was divinely ignited. And think about this. The very people who once underestimated you will soon have to admit they misjudged you. They'll be forced to acknowledge what they once denied. They'll have no choice but to say, "There's something about them I can't explain." And that's when you'll know, you've stepped fully into your glow. But even then, remember, this is not the end. Your glow is evolving into something bigger than visibility. It's becoming influence. It's becoming legacy. And legacy doesn't fade when the spotlight moves, it continues to shine long after you've left the room. So walk boldly. Speak truth. Stand tall. Live fully. Because you're not just glowing, you're guiding. You're reminding the world what resilience looks like, what faith produces, what destiny feels like when it's finally embraced. And soon, chosen one, they won't just notice your glow, they'll need it. Chosen one, the glow you carry has shifted the entire atmosphere around you. Whether you realize it or not, you've become a walking sign of transformation. People can no longer pretend you're ordinary. Your very existence now challenges their comfort zones, exposes their excuses, and dismantles the illusions they've built to feel secure. And that's why they're watching you with such intensity. Because deep down, they know your glow is proof that change is possible. And nothing terrifies a stagnant soul more than the reminder that they too could have more, if only they were willing to do the work you did. Let me tell you something raw, your glow is exposing the gap. The gap between who they pretend to be and who they really are. The gap between the mask they wear and the truth they avoid. And that exposure feels like fire. Some people would rather despise you than face their own reflection. And that's why the envy runs so deep. But here's the paradox. They can envy you all they want, yet at the same time, they can't stop being drawn to you. It's almost magnetic. They'll scroll through your pictures in secret, replay your words, watch your moves. They'll never admit it, but they're studying you like a textbook. They're hoping that by monitoring your glow, they can find a shortcut to their own breakthrough. But here's the truth: they can mimic your style, your words, even your walk, but they'll never be able to duplicate your spirit. Because what fuels you can't be faked. And that's what they'll never understand. Your glow wasn't manufactured, it was forged. Forged in nights when you cried yourself to sleep. Forged in days when you worked in silence, with no applause, no encouragement, no recognition. Forged in heartbreak that tried to crush you, in storms that tried to drown you, in battles no one else even knows you fought. That's why your glow is unshakable. It has history in it. It has weight. It has truth. This is why people envy you. They see the result but don't understand the cost. They admire the glow but could never endure the fire it took to produce it. They want your blessing but not your burden. They want your success but not your scars. And because they can't reconcile that, they convince themselves it must be luck. They whisper that you just got favored, without effort. But deep down, they know the truth: your glow was earned. Now, let's talk about what's coming next. Because chosen one, the envy you're experiencing is just the beginning. The more you step into your purpose, the more visible you become, the stronger the reactions will get. Some people will try to ride your glow like a wave, attaching themselves to your light without contributing to it. Others will attempt to dim you, pulling you into drama, gossip, or negativity to distract you. And still others will simply fall away, not because you did anything wrong, but because your frequency no longer matches theirs. This is the separation season. You'll notice it: doors closing, people leaving, certain opportunities drying up. Don't resist it. Don't mourn it. This is the pruning that makes space for greater fruit. Your glow can't thrive in every environment. Some rooms are too small for the light you carry. Some relationships are too fragile to handle your fire. Some circles are too toxic to allow your growth. And that's okay. Let it fall away. Because here's the powerful truth: the envy, the resistance, the separation, it's all confirmation. Confirmation that you are shifting dimensions, breaking patterns, and walking into uncharted territory. The glow you carry is proof that you are no longer who you used to be, and you're not yet who you're becoming. You are in transition. And transitions always expose who's for you and who's against you. But in the middle of this, don't lose sight of why you glow in the first place. This isn't about flexing on your enemies. It's not about proving them wrong. It's about proving yourself right. Proving that the faith you carried, the dreams you refused to bury, the vision you held onto in the dark, were worth it. Your glow is divine evidence. Evidence that pain doesn't get the last word. Evidence that storms don't last forever. Evidence that rejection can't block destiny. And because of this, your glow is not just personal, it's prophetic. It speaks to people's futures. It whispers, if they can rise, so can you. That's why it's so powerful. That's why it's so unstoppable. That's why it's so threatening. Because your glow doesn't just lift you, it challenges the entire system of fear, doubt, and limitation. And the system always resists what it can't control. But hear me clearly, no matter how much resistance you face, your glow is protected. The same hand that lit the fire in you will sustain it. The same grace that carried you through the wilderness will guard you in the spotlight. And the same power that raised you up will silence every tongue that rises against you. So don't shrink. Don't apologize. Don't explain. Keep glowing. Because while they watch you with envy, something deeper is happening. They're not just watching, you're planting seeds. Seeds that will one day sprout into their own awakening. Seeds that will crack the shell of their denial and force them to confront the truth they've been avoiding. And that's why you must keep going. Because your glow is bigger than you. It's part of the divine plan. Chosen one, let me leave you with this. The envy is loud now, but soon it will turn into silence. Not because they've stopped watching, but because they'll have no words left. Your glow is about to reach a level that even your enemies can't deny. A level where they'll be forced to respect what they once rejected. A level where your light will speak louder than their lies. So keep walking. Keep shining. Keep becoming. Because you're not just glowing for today, you're glowing for the generations that will come after you. And when that happens, chosen one, the envy won't matter. The glow will. Chosen one, this is the moment we've been building toward. The truth they don't know, the truth they can't see, is that your glow isn't just for aesthetics, it's a signal. It's a divine beacon that marks you as chosen, marked, and unstoppable. And whether they admit it or not, everyone who sees you feels it. That's why the air changes when you enter a room. That's why conversations pause when you step near. Your glow isn't just light, it's presence. People are noticing you now more than ever. But here's the secret. They're not just noticing your success, your smile, your shine. They're noticing the shift, the atmosphere you carry that they can't explain. They see you, but they don't understand the spiritual warfare you overcame. They see your calm, but they don't know the storms that trained you. They see your glow, but they don't know the grave you climbed out of to get here. And let me tell you something undeniable, this glow was timed. You didn't arrive too late, you didn't arrive too early. You arrived exactly when you were supposed to. Because if you had shined before, they would have destroyed you with their doubts, with their words, with their envy. But now you are untouchable. Now you are fortified. Now your glow is guarded not by walls of pride, but by walls of purpose. And here's what's about to unfold. The very people who question you will come back seeking your wisdom. The ones who envied your light will one day ask how you found it. And you'll stand there, glowing not in arrogance, but in grace, knowing that your story itself is the answer. Because here's the truth, they don't know the secret behind your glow. The secret is that you surrendered. You stopped fighting the wrong battles. You stopped forcing doors that weren't meant to open. You stopped chasing people who didn't see your worth. You gave up trying to dim yourself to fit their expectations. You stopped apologizing for being who you were born to be. And that surrender made space for divine power to ignite within you. This glow isn't about being perfect, it's about being aligned. It's about walking in rhythm with the universe, in step with your calling, in harmony with the truth you once ran from. And alignment, chosen one, is what makes you unstoppable. That's why the glow is permanent. It's not a phase, not a trend, not a fleeting moment of hype. This is eternal work. Once you've been lit, you can never return to darkness. You can visit shadows, you can face struggles, but you will never again be who you were before. The old you has died. The new you is untouchable. And this is what terrifies them most. They know deep down that even if they tried, they can't drag you back to who you used to be. They can't unmake your progress. They can't undo your growth. They can't reverse your glow. That's why they cling to envy. It's their only weapon left. But envy is powerless against destiny. Listen carefully. The glow you carry is not just for attention, it's for assignment. It's for the path ahead. And that path will not be easy, but it will be worth it. Your glow will attract more eyes, more envy, more pressure, but it will also attract divine connections, doors that open without explanation, blessings that multiply without warning. So here's the choice before you. Will you continue to glow boldly, or will you shrink to keep others comfortable? Will you step fully into your calling, or will you hesitate because of their opinions? Because let me tell you this, your hesitation is the only thing that can dim what has been divinely ignited. Not their gossip, not their jealousy, not their rejection. Only you. And I know you won't shrink. Because you've come too far to play small now. You've endured too much to turn back now. You've sacrificed too greatly to abandon the fire now. No, chosen one, you will walk forward. You will keep glowing. And as you do, the world will have no choice but to adjust to your light. Imagine it, years from now, people will speak your name as proof that perseverance is real, that faith is rewarded, that light always overcomes darkness. They'll tell your story not because you were flawless, but because you refused to quit. And your glow will outlive you. It will ripple through generations. It will inspire those who haven't even been born yet. This is bigger than envy. Bigger than opinions. Bigger than the struggles you've faced. This is legacy. And legacy is why you glow. So the next time you feel those eyes on you, the next time you sense their whispers, the next time envy tries to creep in, remember the truth. They're watching because they can't deny you. They're watching because you are the evidence of what's possible. They're watching because your glow is the prophecy their spirit recognizes, even if their mind resists it. Chosen one, you are unstoppable now. The glow is not just light, it's a crown. Wear it. Protect it. Honor it. And never, ever apologize for it. Because this glow was earned in pain, refined in fire, and sealed by destiny. And when you rise to the next level, and you will, they'll finally understand what they missed all along, that your glow was never just about you. It was about every soul who needed to see that rising from the ashes isn't a fantasy, it's real. So shine, chosen one. Shine until the silence is undeniable. Shine until envy is irrelevant. Shine until your glow becomes the lighthouse that guides others home. Because that's who you are, the chosen one. And your glow is eternal.